So I want to talk about how this recent slowdown in the Pokemon market was sort of expected and how some things are being blown out of proportion with people talking about how the market is going down. I feel like the biggest indication right now that there's a lot of new people in this whole Pokemon investing space was like the recent prismatic restocks. I would think it really highlights where the space is right now and the type of people that are here because we recently got ETB restocks and the Costco bundles that have dropped, and a lot of people from just that alone, right, saw the prices go down for prismatic evolutions, right? Card prices have been going down steadily over time, but people saw the ETBs drop from like 120 down to $95 for like one day. So it dropped what? $20, and then you can see it didn't really stay there, right? And just shortly after, we're back now to 105. And people acted like this was the end of the world. From this restock and the bundles, people were like, oh yeah, this is it. Prices of Prismatic, they're going down. There's no way. The market's all going down. MSRP is next. And this was very astonishing to me how people reacted to these restocks. Because if you really think about it, this did not actually drop that much, because so much supply really did get added to the market from the restocks and the Costco bundles. You add those two things together, it only dropping $20 for a brief like day and then quickly going up a week after. And people reacted like this was going to MSRP. And that to me was very surprising and sort of, in my opinion, highlighted that in this space right now, there's a lot of new people. And some opinions you may hear online with some things happening in the market, you have to be careful with listening to some people because, just from this one set getting restocks, more supply added to the market, people are like, yep, this is it, MSRP, market's crashing. And that was very surprising. And you can see when prices dip down this low, look at the sales volume. It was very much higher, but obviously now prices are going up a little bit more. Sales volume isn't nearly as high, but still, it's still selling pretty well. So this was a very surprising thing to me that really showed how many people are blowing things out of proportion, because people literally looked at Prismatic and was like, "Yep, that's it. Everything's MSRP." And yeah, that was very surprising. And I think it's not only Prismatic. I feel like I've heard some people also say Destin Rivals, since prices are not really going up since being released, they're pretty much the exact same price at around 145, 150, or not 145, 245 and 250. They're kind of just bouncing around, not really doing much. I mean, I even said it myself, I don't think in the near future these are going to skyrocket like I didn't expect it to, but it's holding strong, which is the biggest thing. Because if this set were to have dropped and then continuously drop in price over time, it's been now almost 3 weeks. I think then you make a stronger argument than now the market's really cooling off. But Destin Rivals, even just holding pretty much where it's been at, to me still shows that's pretty strong. I think at this point, around 3 weeks after, we would see signs of cool down and slowing with Destin Rivals, like if it was going to happen, and we're not seeing that. So maybe it's going to take a little bit longer, but at least for now, Destin Rivals, to me, just the fact that it's not really dropped at all shows it's pretty strong, even though it hasn't gone up. But let's be honest here. If you really thought this was going to keep going up, at least in the near future, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, right? I didn't think it was going to go up much further. It might have gone up a little bit more, but it's already pretty expensive, and I think to expect to go up even more was kind of, in my opinion, a little bit naive to think that. But now, I want to talk about how this sort of slowdown, right, in this market was sort of expected. So, if you guys know, right, the summer, it's been said across this whole investing space, during the summer, sales usually are weaker. Reason being, people are on vacation, people go out, people aren't inside, yeah, all that stuff, right? But it's like a thing where the market during the summer slows down, right? So that's a thing to know if you didn't know that. Everyone talks about that. But other than that, think about how long this sort of bull market has been, lasting for right now. Since basically Surging Sparks. Since Surging Sparks was basically released. So it's been about 8 months now since we've been in this bull market. Think about this. It's been 8 months since things have really just steadily gone up for everything, right? Some things overnight, right? Like, we had, Sword and Shield that one time. late last year. We had that recently again. In Scarlet Violet, obviously, in the past year has all gone up. But you have had all of these products across the board go up in price for literally the past 8 months. And you think now, summer's also starting, that this wouldn't have happened, right? That we would see some slowdown or things don't just skyrocket. Like, to me, that's the most insane thing, is that people can't just think about that being a possibility. Like, wait, we've had this, sort of really strong market for the past 8 months where Scarlet and Violet boxes, all of them that were in the low hundreds, are all $200 plus now. Sword and Shield boxes have all gone up a lot. These newly released sets, they're still way above MSRP. They're still expensive, and now we're entering the summer. You think about all of these factors. It's like, this was expected. I feel like people that are seeing this and like, oh yeah, this is the end of the market, it's over. To me, it's kind of crazy. Now, I've talked about other factors that could contribute to this being a possibility. Like maybe when we enter this new era, things aren't popular with the Mega Evolution stuff, and then demand starts to fall off. Sure, that's another topic. But just right now, seeing people saying, "Oh, the sales are slowing down," Prismatic, it's not like $200. Destined Rival's not skyrocketing. Oh, it's all over. To me, is insane because when you really look at the mass majority of the market and how things have been performing within the last month to 3 months, the market's still stable. It's still strong, but people that are acting like this is the start of the end right now is crazy because, like I said, you look at what's been going on the past 8 months. You look at, now we're in the start of the summer. Like, did you really think things were going to keep going up and up and up? Like, things had to take a break for a little bit. Now, we'll see what happens after Black Bolt, like Flare, after the summer. I think that will be a big indication of this market coming out of the summer, and also the new era. That will really speak then if this market is going to see a major downturn. But as of right now, with how things have been, I don't see that really being the case of like, oh, this market's crashing now. Because it's not. This was expected. So I just want to show you guys all these other sets from the Scarlet and Violet era and how they have been performing. Because honestly, there's really no signs that anything's crashing right now. Everything's pretty stable. So as you can see, Scarlet and Violet base, past 3 months, has gone up a little bit, but pretty stuck at around 200. You see the past month here has gone down like 5%. Not really much. Paldea Evolved, past 3 months. This is a big one. This has been going up, as you can see right now. 44% up in the past 3 months. Even the past month, it's been going up. And now lowest listed, it's $320. Obsidian Flames, past 3 months, has still steadily gone up, but recently it has been sort of dipping in price because it's pretty expensive as for what it is. But still, Obsidian Flames, it hasn't crashed. It's pretty much, exactly the same price it was before, like minus 3%. Paradox Rift, past 3 months, up 11%. Past month, pretty much the same. Still, nothing has really changed much with a lot of these boxes, as you can see. Even the ones that haven't been going up, they've been still stable. Temporal Forces, up 17%. Past month, up 2%. Very stable. Twilight Masquerade, past 3 months, this box has been going up. I've talked about it. It's almost $300. Up 24% in the past 3 months. Past month, up 10%. So this is one of the boxes that has been going up in the past month. Stellar Crown, over the past 3 months, it's up 4%. This box, really went up like around here, and then they've kind of stabilized. I mean, Stellar Crown being this expensive already is pretty crazy because the set really isn't that popular and it's not worth much. Past month, still, you can see here, hasn't really done much. Stable. Surging Sparks, past 3 months, we've got a restock or a reprint. So this was not really as relevant to talk about, but you can, I guess, speak on the rebound it's recently had from the low 220s. It was in the 240s, but there's some listing here for like 230s. But this has rebounded from the reprint a little bit, so that could be speaking also with how this market really, so far, even with this summer thing, still hasn't gone down. Journeys Together. So I guess I didn't bring up the enhanced box, but the enhanced box, yeah, I can just search it up here. Enhanced box, because that's the more accurate one. Here, they're at 206. This has been steadily going up. If you actually look at supply in the market, you can see here, it's going to be hitting 210, 215 seemingly soon. So Journeys Together even is holding strong, and even Journeys Together being one of the sets that's been hated on recently, it still really hasn't gone down to MSRP or even really near that. It's been pretty stable at 200 plus. So Journeys Together being one of the least popular sets recently released, still has been holding strong. And 151, as you might notice here, a lot of the older sets have been performing extremely well for Scarlet and Violet. Past 3 months, up 20%, even from where it was at before. Past month, still been going up, and now it's at 250, which is insane for 151 ETBs. This is a regular one. That's crazy. And Paldean Fates recently has gone up. Day here, they got kind of bought out, and they've been selling for around $200 now. This is up past 3 months, 36%. In the past month, 25%, but it's a little bit more because this market price still hasn't really adjusted to the recent prices of $200. So, just overall, the market is stable, right? And I feel like even seeing these like little spurts of growth, like recently Paldean Fates, Paldea Evolved, the market's still strong, but it's not expanding. I feel like that's the biggest takeaway if you're watching to the end of this video. The market right now isn't expanding, but it's holding strong. Yeah, some things aren't as in high demand as they used to be. Like, prismatic ETBs aren't selling 100 plus a day. Like, that's not happening anymore. But still, prices really are not going down. The prismatic ETBs have rebounded from the recent restocks. All these other sets have not really been going down. Some of them have been going up. But other than that, everything has just been stable. I think until we see prices across the board for sealed product going down and we start to see newly released sets go MSRP or below, I think, the crashing word shouldn't really be used. And if anything right now, things are slowing down, but that's to be expected because of the summer, because we've already had like 8 months of this bull market. And people that really thought that this was going to keep going up and up, I mean, there has to be breaks with these bull markets, right? I'm not saying the market is crashing, but things are slowing down because summer and just we've had a really strong market for the past while now. So that's all I want to talk about here. Let me know what you guys think about this market. Do you agree with me? Do you think, the summer and the recent, like, just past 8 months have been super strong and that's why things right now are slowing down? Or do you think there are some other factors? Do you think this is really the start of the end? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.